Hey, what's up? Eugene here. I'm going to show you guys how to filter out data in your CRM based on metropolitan areas. So this is a request I had given to me by the marketing department. So what they want to be able to do is narrow down the information inside the CRM based on the metro area. And apparently some of the reps are manually doing this. So they would just go on Google Maps, go to, say, Houston area, what have you, see the different cities, and manually try to find and do like a mass update inside of CRM. So I hope they're pretty happy with what I created here. So this is going to automatically cluster the data. So in order to do this, you want to write a custom code. And I created the 4 modules right there. N19 is yes for the cluster different workflows. So what I do is if I have different workflows that are supposed to be a same category or work together, I cluster them out that way. So let's click on accounts and look at the code. So pretty much for this one is if it's created or edited at any time, it's going to go ahead and trigger this. Probably should just be created at this point, but and I'm going to show you guys what I have here. This actually is no longer needed. So pretty much, just to explain the code really quickly, MID is the ID of the module, which in this case is the account. So in order to get that, you just go to Edit, MID, Account ID. So every time this gets triggered, this is going to pull the information right there, right? In this case, the ID, we get the record by ID, accounts, in this case, that's the ID, and we're going to pull the city and the state of that specific module. Obviously, if you're working with accounts or leads or deals, this is going to be named something else, so you're going to have to update this on every version of the code. For deals, I don't believe there's a default on the field for it. For the address, you're going to have to create your custom one. The way I have it set up is if a deal is associated with an account, automatically paste the shipping address into it. Right? You might have something different, but that's what I have set up there. I believe this countdown is irrelevant, but this one is not. So pretty much I have a countdown, starts at 0 for the loop. So the way I have it set up is that I have the cities on one list and the states on another. Originally I wanted to do a loop of loops, but Zoho or the Ludge started crashing on me, so that didn't work. So this is the design that seems to be working fine. So the reason I have 2 of these is that I didn't want to get a city that was repeated on a city name that was repeated on 2 of the metro areas or more and screw up the data, right? So it's more common in Mexico where I grew up, where you have the same name of a town or a city repeated over and over again in different states. Not so much in the U.S., but still, I didn't want to take a risk. So pretty much, that's why we got the two lists, if you were wondering. So what we're going to do here is create a loop. So for each iteration inside city, New York City, this right here, and these 2 are the same size, go through the loop. So we're going to pull the information that's inside that iteration, which again, this started at 0 right there, and every time it goes through the loop, it's going to be added +1. So pretty much that's 0, that's 1, that's 2 if you're completely new to code. And once the loop is done, it goes back to 0 and goes on to the second metro area, which is practically practically the same. So what happens inside the loop, we have an if statement, and if the module city, which is this actual city inside the record where we just triggered, and the state are equal to the content inside the list at the time of the loop on the particular stage, paste this information, which is New York for the metro area, and this should be latitude, but metro land should be lat, metro long, and these are text fields. The reason I have these as text fields is that if I create a decimal, it's going to round up. So this makes it easier. So paste it as a text field. Once we have it as a text field in CRM, we can go ahead and edit it into a decimal inside Zoho Analytics, which is where you create the maps. So this is basically it. This is about 400 lines of code. Like I said, most of it was just created on Google Sheets for the list, and just copy and paste and edit the information. I'm going to have to multiply this by 5 with the extra 80 plus 81 metro areas I'm going to be creating soon. But this is pretty much it. So in order for the map to work, I'm not going to open the data fields inside Zoho Analytics, but I'm going to show you here what I'm doing. So let's think that should work. Let's keep it right there. So pretty much what you want to do in this case for the latitude, not land, is this little code right there. So you're going to go ahead and create a new column, and it says add and then formula something. Pretty much just create a column with a specific formula is what it is. So, and this is a snippet of the function you're creating. So pretty much just grabbing the text field inside the CRM, which is this right there, and convert it to a decimal, and you're going to use these two parameters for it. It pretty much is telling you how much information before and after the dot your decimal is going to grab. And for the longitude is 9 and 6, right? So latitude 8 and 6, longitude 9 and 6. And once you have that as a decimal and its proper column, you create your own dashboard, not dashboard, I guess, a graph, and select the X field and the Y field has these decimals, and interpret them as a geolocation or geofield, which I'm not sure exactly what it stands. It stands for Earth, like geo, right? But get the geofield, convert it to latitude or longitude, depending on what column you're working with, and that's going to generate your map. And obviously, this is linked to the CRM. If you haven't done that, this is analytics synced into the CRM, which updates every 3 hours in my case. And with the code right here, this pretty much just keeps the information going forward updated anytime it gets created or edited. And obviously, if you have information already in the CRM, you're going to have to update that, and you're going to have to play with the data on Excel spreadsheets, do some VLOOKUPs, and upload some CSV files and get the previous data updated. But yeah, that's how you get the metro area set up.